And welcome everybody to the West Gym atop Burnaby Mountain. Simon Fraser, Red Leafs women's basketball right here on the Red Leaf TV network. Thanks for joining us for this GNAC women's broadcast today. I'm your play-by-play announcer and pregame host, Howard Samura. Thanks for coming by to watch some great NCAA Division II basketball today. The Simon Fraser Red Leafs returning home after a very successful road trip last weekend, where they came away with a pair of wins, really revitalizing their season. Head coach Bruce Langford and company with a victory last Thursday to start the trip at Northwest Nazarene in Nampa, Idaho, with a 66-61 victory, following the 2 nights later on the Saturday in Ellensburg, Washington, against the number 24 ranked Central Washington Wildcats, and that's a national ranking of number 24. Simon Fraser coming away with a 65-57 win. The 2 victories pushing SFU's record to 3-2 in the GNAC, and it's been a conference filled with parity for the most part, other than 5-0 Western Washington and 5-1 Seattle Pacific. The rest of the teams quite closely grouped, but Simon Fraser in a unique situation tonight. They will face the Western Oregon Wolves today from Monmouth, Oregon, just outside of Salem. And a victory here against the Wolves, should that transpire, would move Simon Fraser into a tie for third place in the GNAC women's standings at 4-2, with the idle Montana State University Billings squad at 4-2. So Simon Fraser with some goals to shoot for. And of course on Saturday they will take to the court again, and this time to face the winless, as of today, St. Martin squad at 7 p.m. It's a Red Leaf bucket hat giveaway night here on Saturday night. Both of those games set to tip off at 7 p.m. A lot of the things we need to tell you about in the 10 minutes we have here in our pregame show. We'll start out by letting you know that Simon Fraser, with those 2 victories, has moved to 5-4 overall. And right now, Simon Fraser 1-2 at home, but they are 4-0 away from the friendly confines of the West Gym. So road success has come to the Simon Fraser squad, both in and out of the conference. And they would dearly love to get to 500 here at home today with a victory to square their record at the West Gym at 2-2. They'll do it against the Western Washington team with a 7-6 overall record. They're 1-4 in the conference. They're 3-4 away from their home in Monmouth, Oregon. They're currently riding a 2-game losing streak and looking to snap that here against Simon Fraser. So the team's now on the court. Bruce Langford, the head coach from Simon Fraser, walking by to say hi here. 9 minutes from the anthems and the player introductions. We'll leave you for those, and we will join you afterwards for the opening tip. What can we let you know about here as we head into this contest from an individual standpoint? Simon Fraser with some obvious leaders within the GNAC conference, and I can say today a marquee matchup of 2 of the top 3 scorers in the conference. Currently Samantha Bowman of Central Washington leading the GNAC at 22.5 points per game. But not too far behind Jessica Wazotsky, and we're talking about not overall but within the GNAC conference scoring averages. Jessica Wazotsky of Simon Fraser, of course, having a brilliant season this year. 20.6 points per game is second. And right behind her at 20 points a game, Callie McClave of Western Oregon. So the 2 of the top 3 scorers will face each other, Wazotsky and McClave, and you'll hear their names called a lot here today as we get set to get underway in this contest. So Wazotsky, obviously, with a great season as well from a scoring standpoint. We can let you know that Gemma Cutler is sitting 7th in the GNAC at 14 points per game. That 68.9% field goal percentage as well is number 2 in the conference. So some good numbers there from Jenna Cutler, which will continue as we check out the rebounding numbers in the GNAC. Samantha Bowman, that leading scorer from Central, also leading the way in the rebounding department. Gemma Cutler, though, at 10 boards a game, sitting second. And sitting in a tie for number 8 in the conference in rebounding is Princey Pa'aluhi Kulk. Princey Pa'aluhi Kulk of Western Oregon at 7 rebounds per game. So that one we will try to get the name correct, and apologies if I don't, but just want to try and make a real effort to make sure we get that right. Princey Pa'aluhi Kulk at 7 rebounds a game, and one of their top players throughout the season, the Honolulu, Hawaii native, and a transfer from Concordia of Oregon. We've let you know about Callie McClave of Western Oregon, as well as Princey, who comes in averaging 11.8 points per game, number 2 on the team. Her 6.3 rebounds are second on the team as well in GNAC play. As well, 24 steals are second on her team. So Princey and Callie doing a lot for this team. We can also let you know about Kylie Arsner, the 5'10 forward, the redshirt freshman from McMinnville, Oregon, averaging 9.1 points per game. That's third on the team. And she has been big and was quite prominent in their 2 games last week. Straying off of Western Oregon, getting back to the home team, though. As we mentioned, Gemma Cutler and Jessica Wazotsky playing terrific basketball right now. We should also let you know Sophia Wazotsky, who's moved into the starting spot at the point guard position, put up double figures in both of her games last week. 10 points in the win over Northwest Nazarene, 12 points and 7 rebounds for the 5'10 sophomore of the Walnut Grove Secondary in Langley against Central Washington. So Sophia Wazotsky moving towards averaging a double-figure scoring average in league play. 8 points, 3.7 rebounds per game. Her 36 total assists are number 1 on this team. And she has started 4 of the last 9 contests for Simon Fraser. Moving down the roster, we can let you know about some additional information about Gemma Cutler, who has started all 9 games, and she's obviously expected to make her 10th start of the season here today. 14 points and 8 rebounds against Central Washington, 5 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Last Thursday, a week ago today, against Northwest Nazarene. 6'2 sophomore from St. Thomas Aquinas in North Vancouver. Gemma Cutler, what a great season she continues to have alongside Jessica Wazotsky. We can also let you know that Grace Killens, continuing to come off the bench, has done so in all 9 games this season for the Red Leafs, averaging 10.3 points per game, shooting 79% from the free throw line and 39% from behind the arc, 20 of 52 for Grace Killens, the junior guard out of Coquitlam's Centennial Secondary. In just 18 minutes against Northwest Nazarene, coming off the bench and scoring 13 points. So continuing to be that microwave off the bench for Simon Fraser. And that's Grace Killens. McKenna Gardner as well has been starting all 9 games in the backcourt as well. Her 26 rebounds this season, 11 of those coming on the offensive glass. She is getting her free throw trips and hitting them at an 80% clip right now and averaging just under 20 minutes per game for Simon Fraser. And Emma Kramer as well, a bit of a breakthrough with an 11.5 rebound game against Central Washington in that victory last Saturday over the nationally ranked Wildcats in Ellensburg. Emma Kramer, the senior 5'11 guard of the Sullivan Heights Secondary in Surrey, went 3 of 5 from beyond the three-point arc, so a terrific performance there. And if the starting lineup remains the same here tonight, we expect to see McKenna Gardner, Sophia Wazotsky, and Emma Kramer starting at the guard spots, Gemma Cutler and Jessica Wazotsky as well, rounding it out as the front court and swing players for Simon Fraser. 3 minutes to go here before our anthems and player introductions. Simon Fraser will embark, as we mentioned, playing St. Martin's on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Simon Fraser will embark on a 4-game road swing after this weekend's games. Next week, January 19th and 21st against Montana State Billings and Seattle Pacific. 6 and 4 p.m. starts respectively. And then the week after that is the trip into Alaska to face Anchorage at 8 o'clock and Alaska at noon. So a 4-game road swing following this weekend's games. And after that, the next Simon Fraser women's home games will be February 16th against Central Washington and February the 4th against Northwest Nazarene, a 7 p.m. game and a 1 p.m. game, all home games, of course, on Red Leaf TV. We'll welcome the men home next week. They will play 4 straight at home, Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington, followed by Western Oregon and St. Martin's. Of course, all the games broadcast on Red Leaf TV, but we hope you can make it by the gym and see the Simon Fraser Red Leafs live and in action. Simon Fraser, as we mentioned off the top, with a chance to move into a tie for 3rd place in the GNAC standings with a victory here today. Montana State Billings currently in sole possession of 3rd place at 4-2 are idle. They get back to it tomorrow, but a Simon Fraser victory today would move them into 3rd place, give them 3 straight conference victories as well. So that would be a huge plus. 3 straight conference victories and 4 wins in their past 5 games if there is a victory here today at the West Gym. So we will take a short break here, and when we return, we will have the opening tip-off. But before that, the playing of the Canadian and the U.S. national anthems and the starting player introductions for both the teams. 18 seconds to go here. We'll bid farewell here and be back with more. Simon Fraser, Western Oregon, back with the opening tip-off in a few moments.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the West Gym for tonight's game between the visiting Western Oregon University Wolves and your Simon Fraser University Red Leafs. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we do ask that you please rise if you are able, and please revolve cast for the playing of the American and Canadian national anthems. And now it's time to meet tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Western Oregon University Wolves. Starting in guard number 2, Captain McCoy. Starting guard number 4, Erica Glenn. Starting guard number 13, Anna McCoy. Starting guard number 22, Quincy Guard. And starting forward number 34, Kieran Dawkins. Coaching staff, the Western Oregon Wolves include head coach Holly Carpenter and associate head coach with graduate assistant coach Helen Takasuka. And now it's time to meet tonight's starting lineup for your SFU. Beginning in guard with a sophomore from Langley, BC, starting guard, a sophomore also from Langley, Sophia. Starting forward, a sophomore from North Vancouver, number 11, Jenna. Starting forward, a junior from Langley, BC, number 14, Jessica Wilson. And starting guard, a sophomore from Surrey, number 21, Armand Dulé. Coaching staff, the Red Lions include head coach, presenter with assistant coaches, and now we're talking with. And now basketball fans, without any further ado, it's time to get down to business from the West Gym. It is Western Oregon. It is Santa.
And we're back with you here in the West Gym. Time for the opening tip-off. Western Oregon and their Road Reds set to face the Red Leafs of Simon Fraser in their home whites. Jessica Wazowski set to take the opening tip against Keelan Dawkins. Callie McClave, Erica Glenn, Anna McClave, Princey Pa'aluhi Kulk. Among the starters for Simon Fraser, Sophia Wazowski off the winning tip by her sister. Right down the floor they go, and laying it up and in, Gemma Cutler right off the hop, getting Simon Fraser on the board just 9 seconds into this game. Armand Dulé, number 21, making a start for this team. Her first start of the season. She had come off the bench in her first 9 games. Armand Dulé, the 5'9" sophomore guard at a Panorama Ridge Secondary School in Surrey. So Dulé, number 21, getting her first start of the season, comes right here in GNAC play at home. Inside they go underneath. Tough angle there for Dawkins. Can't make that one go, and quickly Wazowski down the floor to Gardner. Slips out of her reach, but Sophia hustling will pick the ball back up at center court. Jessica Wazowski back to her sister. They'll move it around the key and find Cutler. Kick back out for 3, and just like that, 5-0. Sophia Wazowski, the big triple. Wazowski making her 5th start of the season here. Has really come on in the lineup. Shooting-wise, taking a lot of shots, would love to up the percentage, and a great sign early, getting the big 3 off the kickback from Cutler. Underneath they go, and contact underneath, and that's going to go for Dawkins. And one opportunity here is Keelan fouled on her way to the basket. Modest numbers on the season for Dawkins, averaging 18.5 minutes a game. That's 4th most on the team, but active early here. The 6'1" forward out of Beaverton, Oregon. And Southridge High School, averaging 7.5 points and 3.1 rebounds per game on the season. Completes the 3-point play. Simon Fraser getting some nice things happening here early. This time underneath the basket, and the foul is going to go against, well, just a turnover. Wazowski displaced to the ball as she tried to score it on the baseline. Western Oregon now. And that is Princey Pa'aluhi Kalk. And just like that, a 5-0 run ties this game. Western Oregon, as we mentioned, with only one conference win on the season, but they are hungry. Had some great opportunities in their last contest. Had a lead late and gave up a big run and were unable to come away with that elusive victory at home. So 0-2 at home, get back out on the road and clean things up here. That's what they're looking to do here for their head coach, Holly Howard Carpenter. Going off of Keelan Dawkins. No, it is going to go off of Wizotsky, I believe. So it'll be a Western Oregon basketball with 20 on the shot clock here. 7:57 remaining in this opening quarter. Drive is going to go over the back of the goal there by Kelly McClave. And the superlatives, where do you go with her? She is leading her team in so many key categories, not the least of which in her 14th straight start this season. 16 points a game, the number one number to keep an eye on. Western Oregon right back down the floor. And look at that, they find Dawkins again wide open in the paint. So Western Oregon's run now to 7 points and a 2-point lead here. Back out to Sophia Wizotsky. She's going to put up a triple. That's going to manage to stay out. Here's Anna McClave. Back up top to Callie. Little hesitation dribble to Dawkins. Back up top they go, and it doesn't fall there as Anna McClave unable to score it. The McClave sisters, Anna the sophomore, Callie the junior, both from Crescent Valley High in Corvallis, Oregon. Of course, the home of Oregon State University. Chasing down the loose ball there is Princey, number 22, unable to make some progress there. The foul called against Sophia Wizotsky. So Simon Fraser getting off to the hot start, a bit of an offensive funk here as they make changes on the floor. Grace Killens wearing number 1 now into the game. Sophia Wizotsky taking a seat. Simon Fraser playing a bit of zone here. Ooh, and there's a foul underneath. Pardon, no foul there. Again, they go to Dawkins, and energy galore here for Keelan Dawkins in the early going. She completed the N1 play earlier for 3 and now is going to get a couple of free throws. So she's making herself an important factor here in the early going. Not only the N1 play, but a wide open shot in the paint, and now 2 free throws after her activity underneath the basket. So a good start for Dawkins, who we mentioned, a redshirt freshman. 1 of 2 from the stripe, rebound by Wizotsky. McKenna Gardner. Dulé back outside to Gardner. Jessica Wizotsky draws the foul. Erica Glenn is going to get called. Erica Glenn, another redshirt freshman. Ilwaco, Washington. Jessica Wizotsky, her first break of the game. Georgia Swant now coming into the contest. Swant fighting off those early season injuries, feeling much more productive as of late. Dulé can make that shot. That one just rolls off the iron. Into the hands now of Callie McClave, quickly down the floor. She goes a pull-up for a long 3 and knock it down. So Erica Glenn pulling up there for the three. Simon Fraser has given up 11 straight until that one. And Grace Killens doing what she does best, knocking down the three. And that's going to break a long dry spell, making it a one-possession game. But Simon Fraser with a 5-0 lead gave up 11 straight before that bucket. And hopefully that's a sign for the hometown crowd here to get a little bit excited about what's going on offensively with the hometown Red Leafs. And the foul getting called on Killens. So Grace with her second foul, a quick 2 here after coming into the game. Some subs coming on the floor, Sophie Klassen as well as Emma Kramer. Emma Kramer playing a nice game on the road as part of that 2-game sweep. Some good production for number 12 in that contest. Amber Winkler now on the floor as well for Western Oregon, wearing number 33, the 6'1 senior. Klassen will kick it out. Killens will put up another 3, and she's going to knock down another one. So Grace picking up a couple of fouls, doesn't let it get in her way of knocking down the 3 ball. And just like that, Simon Fraser has tied the basketball game on a back-to-back 3s from Killens. Winkler back up on top. She goes to Allie Harmon, number 21. That one there almost deflected by Swant, who's really made a mark with her defense. There's a rebound from Kramer quickly now to Georgia. Swant to McKenna Gardner. To Killens, who's going to get called for the travel. Sophia Wazowski, number 5, now coming into the game. I would imagine she's coming in for Killens, but I am not sure exactly what's happening. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. As we mentioned, Montana State Billings, the third-place team in the conference, idle tonight. Simon Fraser can move into that third-place tie with a win, but there's no easy games here in the conference. And looking at what Western Oregon has been battling through the last couple of games, dropping both ends of a homestand and really hungry for a victory. Their 59-58 loss this past Saturday especially stung. That was a loss to Montana State Billings at home. Montana State Billings went on a 10-0 run to win that game, but Western Oregon looked like they had one in the bag there until the Montana squad was able to come alive. Kylie Arsner with 17 points for Western Oregon in that game. Callie McClave with 13. And Princey Pa'aluhi Kalk with 9 were the leading scorers in that one. A narrow miss for Western Oregon for the Wolves in that game, and clearly that is spurring them on here as they head north to play both here and then get the real tough one on Saturday against undefeated, nationally ranked Western Washington. Coming out of the timeout now, here comes Western Oregon right to the rack, can't get that to go. And a rebound there. Wazowski to Swant. Here's Kramer. Simon Fraser will turn it over, and Callie McClave will slow it up. On McClave inside, they're looking there for Tuivai. Two traveling calls, 2 turnovers here for Simon Fraser off the dribble. This time Sophie Klassen getting called. Those turnovers hurting Simon Fraser. The score locked here at 11 for the last couple of minutes. McClave. Tuivai is number 32 out there. Western Oregon set to shoot some free throws here. And Amber Winkler making the first. 5 points, 2.7 rebounds per game for the 6'1" senior from Eugene, Oregon, Sheldon High School. So back in front go the Wolves here. Simon Fraser has scored in spurts here and has been unable to find their real rhythm here. Here's Swamp, she'll drive baseline, kick it back up top. Kramer for three, looked like it was good. Look at the hustle from Klassen there, trying to chase that one down against McClave, Adam McClave. Kelly to Anna McClave. That's Winkler. Klassen guarding her. She puts it on the deck, finds a cutter on the baseline. Great job there by Swamp, though. Gets the steal, tips it to Wizotsky, and look at that, two-handed overhand sweep off the glass. I don't know if she planned it that way, but Sophia Wizotsky somehow finds a way to make that one fall in transition. Ties the game at 13. 1:52 remaining here. As McKenna Gardner comes up with a steal, fights off her check, battles down the floor. Gardner can't find the finish she wants, though at the end, unable to score it. This first quarter, not an oil painting for Simon Fraser. They're kind of surviving here to find themselves as a three-ball hoisted there by Allie Harmon is off the mark. Here's Georgia looking on the baseline underneath, and McKenna Gardner is going to get fouled underneath the basket, I think. No, it's a couple of times I've thought a foul was going to be called, but obviously mistaken there as Western Oregon will take possession here. 1:16 remaining in this quarter, locked at 13. Pa'aluhi, Kalk with the basketball. Great job there defensively. Klassen using her wingspan underneath, and Cutler as well. Giving Simon Fraser a lot of length there in that zone defense. With the work underneath there by the Wolves, though, continuing to battle. Gracie Arnold coming off the bench to do some good work. Klassen getting called for the foul. That's going to be her second of the game and her second straight foul. Gracie Arnold, the freshman out of Cottage Grove, Oregon, showing some good hustle underneath the basket, the 6'1" freshman. Averaging just over 4 points and 2 rebounds a game here. And bench duty. Swant in the game now for Klassen, who'll take a seat. .40 seconds left in this opening quarter of play. Wizotsky underneath the basket. We've seen some really active defense here from Western Oregon in this opening quarter of play. Their defense ranked 5th in the GNAC, so right in the middle of the pack, averaging 66.6 points per game surrendered in conference play. I'll let this score extrapolate over 4 quarters, and Simon Fraser is being held even under that number. And this is the Simon Fraser offense right now sitting second in the conference at 69.8 points per game. Shot clock off. Sophia with the basketball. Down to 12 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. 6. Into the paint she goes. Puts up a runner. Doesn't go. And that is going to do it for this opening quarter of play. Locked at 13, so we'll start fresh to start the second quarter. And we'll be back with that action and more from the West Gym. Simon Fraser 13, Western Oregon 13. Back from the West Gym in just a moment.
Your SFU Tennessee.
And we're back with you here at the West Gym. Howard Simura, your play-by-play voice. Thanks for joining us on Red Leafs TV. Of course, Wilson Wong will have the play-by-play call Saturday. I believe when St. Martin's is in town for another 7 o'clock tip here. St. Martin's came into play tonight. They are at Western Washington, 0-5 against the 5-0 Vikings. A tough call there for St. Martin's. They could potentially still be winless in the conference come Saturday, but Simon Fraser will have to work hard to get a victory there. Of course, 3 quarters to go here, and nobody can find any rhythm in the West Gym here right now. In the second quarter just underway, locked at 13. Leading scorer for Western Oregon, Keelan Dawkins, 2 of 3 from the field, 6 points to lead all scorers for her team. 6 points as well for Grace Killens, came off the bench and hit a couple of triples. Both teams shooting under 42% in that first quarter of play. Just underway here. We want to thank our producer, Eitan Weisfeld, today, as well our camera people, Aiden Doherty and Jenny Balkane. Thank you very much for your work and getting our broadcast out to everybody here on Red Leafs TV. Here are the Wolves. Battling in the paint. The turnaround move is they're going to get called for the travel. Gemma Cutler with some nice defense there. And Gracie Arnold getting called for the travel. The turnover, she will take a seat on the bench, and more changes for head coach Holly Howard Carpenter here for Western Oregon. Here's Swan, quick release 3. Looked good when it left her hands, falls just shy. Cutting to the basket, unable to finish is Winkler. No shortage of 6'1" front court players here for the Wolves. They have a nice steady rotation of height they're bringing into the game right now. Set to inbound the ball is Pa'aluhi Kalk. Dawkins back to Princey. Now to Winkler. Little handoff there going to Anna McClave. Spin move there by Dawkins, guarded closely by Cutler. And there Gemma Cutler getting called for the foul, guarding in the paint. Our officials today, Leslie Smith making the call up there as well. Rolando Calapiz and Alex Grunberg, part of the 3-person officiating crew here at the West Gym. Princey's inbounds pass quickly to Dawkins. Gets it back, almost loses it. Rescued on the far side. Princey now back in control, 9 on the shot clock. She'll drive and dish to Dawkins, puts on a move against Cutler. Oh, check that, Kramer. I will continue to work on my Emma and Gemma hesitation. I don't know if you've noticed it this season. I don't know why it's hitting me this season. Here's Gemma Cutler back to Swan. Dulé inside looking for Cutler. Whistle blows and free throws on the way here. Rolando Calapese making the call there. The foul going against Erica Glenn, her second of the game. Full credit to Western Oregon for really slowing down this basketball game and turning it into a real slugfest. Cutler makes the adjustments on the second free throw, splits them, gets 1 of 2. Simon Fraser trailing by a point here as Princey now back up the court for Western Oregon. Dawkins tries to enter to, a great pass on the baseline off the window, and that's going to rattle home. So a good job there by the Wolves in the half court. Erica Glenn finishes it off on the nice pass from Winkler. 17-14, a 3-point lead in an extremely low-scoring game. Jessica Wazotsky is going to get fouled, and she's going to get 3 free throws there. Getting called for the foul there, Anna McClave. Jessica Wazotsky. No shortage of floor time for her this year at 32.4 minutes per game. And they will both fall for Wazotsky. 17-16. Dawkins unable to score it. Ooh, and wrestling for the ball from behind. Winkler. And comes crashing to the floor is Kramer. And Kramer goes over to talk to Coach Langford. He asked her if she was okay. And she waves him off, and number 12 ready to go. Toulé back on the floor. Emma Kramer displaced to the ball by Callie McClave. Down the floor she goes, and she misses the lay-in. Nice pressure from Swant. Callie could hear the footsteps as Georgia quickly gets the ball down the floor. Tees it up to Dulé for the 3. Look at Kramer battling for that basketball. Oh my goodness. That's a tough break for Kramer, getting called for the foul underneath the basket. She'll come out of the game. Not happy with the call, and McKenna Gardner now in. Dulé also coming out of the game. Sophie Klassen, number 4, back into the fray for the Red Leafs. Here's Dawkins. Princey for 3. Right into the hands of Swant. A rebound for the point guard quickly down the floor to McKenna Gardner. Gardner thought about pulling up, instead pivots back to Georgia Swant. Oh, looks for a cutter. It was Cutler underneath the basket, intercepted by Dawkins. And Dawkins has been terrific here for Western Oregon. I don't know who you think might be the best player on the floor, but certainly for Western Oregon, Dawkins has been outstanding, number 34. Just has a bit more jump than everybody else on the floor. A lot of energy for number 34. We saw it right off the opening tip. Here's Winkler. Guarded by Klassen, back to Princey. Back up top. Callie McClave. Jessica Wazotsky guarding her. Princey, the shot clock down to 6. Stolen away by Jessica Wazotsky. Hits the deck. So Princey, Pa'aluhi Kalk getting called for the foul. Great hustle there from Simon Fraser's scoring leader. One of the very best in all of Division II basketball, Jessica Wazotsky. Here's Killens now to Klassen. Sophie looking for the cutter, can't find her. Pivoting against Winkler, finally to Cutler. Gemma battling underneath the basket. And they're going to say it went off of Dawkins, or are they calling a foul on Dawkins? Keelan Dawkins getting called for the foul. So as we said, a slugfest. This is what this is right now. It is hand-to-hand underneath the basket, especially in the painted areas, and a great work ethic and work effort there from Gemma Cutler to earn these free throw trips. And 1 of 2 again for Cutler, so 2 of her last 4. Simon Fraser as a team really needed to step up in that regard. 62% as a team is last in the GNAC in conference play. Here's Harmon, Allie Harmon. Little handoff to Callie McClave, gets it back to Harmon. Shot clock now at 10. Callie for 3 from the top off the back iron. Great rebound from Dawkins. Underneath she goes. That was Anna McClave. Back up top, Callie now for 3. A second miss. Simon Fraser withstands it, gets the stop, and a chance now to take the lead with 5 minutes remaining to the half. Here's Killens for 3. Bingo! Grace Killens with her 3rd triple of this opening half of play. She's red hot off the bench for the Red Leafs. Harmon almost displaced to the ball by Gardner. McKenna working hard on defense. Here's Anna McClave. Skips it to the corner and is going to go out of bounds looking for Harmon. So Simon Fraser making shots at the offensive end, getting stops on the other side. And Western Oregon is going to call for time and talk things over. We'll take a break here and be back with a final 4:34 of the opening half in just a moment right here from the West Gym. Howard Smurra back with you. No shortage of jokes floating around the gym about how low scoring a game this is. Indeed, 20-17 looks like a first quarter score. Instead, it's a near second half score, as the game gets turned back a few decades here tonight, maybe even more than that. True Cagers here today on the floor. 2017. Simon Fraser has scratched and clawed their way to the lead. Surreal peach basket affair here underneath Gemma Cutler. Some nice flair to make it 22-17, and Simon Fraser finding some breathing room on offense. Callie McClave. Dawkins. Callie gets it back, drives on Killens into the paint. And as frustrated as Simon Fraser has been trying to score the basketball as well, same can be said for McClave, who's now 0 for 7 from the field. Leading scorer on this team. Kick it back to Wazotsky. Just can't get that one to go. They grab the rebound quickly, back up the floor they come. Callie McClave 0 for 6 in this game. Dawkins 8 points leading the way, 9 points for Killens, all off of threes leading Simon Fraser. Here's Winkler into a double team. Hook shot's not going to go. Wazotsky a rebound. Quickly McKenna Gardner. Killens a little hesitation. On the baseline off the window, can't go. Look at that Cutler offensive rebound. Klassen right there to kick it back out. McKenna into the paint. Oh, her shot's altered there. Nice defense. But how about Sophie Klassen back to the basket, off the glass, lays it up and in, 24-17, number 4, what a basket. Stoppage in play will keep it right here. Simon Fraser on their biggest run of the game, their biggest lead of the game, now at 7 points. Oh no, actually they led 11. Should we get that right? And look, biggest scoring run of the game was 11 points to start this game. No, that was not, excuse me, I'm getting everything wrong here. Best scoring run of the game thus far, 11 points by Western Oregon. But a nice run here by Simon Fraser has given them their greatest momentum of this half. 2:56 remaining to the break. A nice basket there. See the hustle from Sophie Klassen, the former Sardis Falcon from Mount Chilliwack Way in the Eastern Fraser Valley. She's a complete hustle player on the floor when you look at the fact that she rebounds as much or more than she scores it, and you love to see that. But great efforts getting tips and keeping a possession alive. One trip before that one, and this time with her back to the basket. Sweet little rebound, or rather a kiss off the glass to score that last basket. She remains on the floor along with Killens, Jessica Wazotsky, Gemma Cutler, and McKenna Gardner. Kick it back up to Dawkins. She's going to put up a 3, well off the mark there for Western Oregon, scooped up by Killens. McKenna Gardner now crossing half court. Gardner, the Langley Christian standout, who's starting to thrive in the starting role here. She crosses the court, thought about the 3, instead dribbles. Pass now to Killens. Grace right to the window, just left it shy. Grace Killens, nice explosive dribble drive, and did everything but score on that play. Sophia Wazotsky set to check in for Simon Fraser as well. The Gracie Arnold, number 24, will check in. McKenna Gardner checking out of the game for Simon Fraser. Checking out for Western Oregon, Amber Winkler. And as much as Simon Fraser has struggled from the free throw line as a team, Wazotsky has been outstanding. She came into the game shooting 75.8% from the free throw line. And hits them both there. 26-17, 9-point lead with 2:07 remaining. Foul's going to get called, though, against Sophia Wazotsky, her second. As much as the scoring has picked up a bit over the last few possessions, it's been that kind of a game. You want to get into a groove, you get called for a foul, things slow down. It's been, just as a team, Simon Fraser just not able to get going, and you got to credit Western Oregon for what they're doing. We mentioned they're middle of the pack defensively. They're conceding 66.6 points per game. And right now, even with 2:03 remaining, you're going to have Simon Fraser right around that margin at the half. Here's Sophia trying to shake Anna McClave. She doesn't. She just takes a beeline to the basket. Great play for number 5, Sophia Wazotsky, with a basket there, 28-19. Here's Anna McClave, tries a wraparound pass, out of control. Was looking underneath the basket right there for Gracie Arnold. And checking back into the game now is going to be Princey Pa'aluhi Kalk. Pa'aluhi Kalk will take the task of guarding Sophia Wazotsky. They go cross court now to Killens, back up top to Sophia. Here's Klassen. Reversal back up top. 3-ball. Bingo. Number 4 in the first half for Grace Killens. By hook or by crook, Grace was going to get into a rhythm there from the outside, and that time just taking a little feed and stepping into it from the wing and just drilling the triple. 31-19, largest lead of the game now for the Red Leafs. Lead now up to 12. And that's just like what happened last time. Simon Fraser makes a basket, comes right down the floor. They get called for the foul, and that is going to go against Gemma Cutler. Killens has been stroking the 3. She's got 4 triples. She's leading her team with 12 points, all via the long-distance rainbow. Dropping it in the bucket. 31-20, 101 remaining. And the foul getting called this time against Dawkins. So Simon Fraser has found the key here over the last 5 or 6 minutes. Locking things down on defense, finding their identity at the offensive end of the floor. A lot of different combinations, but I think key to this has been the play in this half of Killens, of course, but also Sophie Klassen has been outstanding. That in addition to, who they've left out there in terms of Jessica and Sophia Wazotsky and Gemma Cutler. It's been a good combo that Bruce Langford has found here over the last little while, and a minute remaining now. That said, can they get another stop on defense against Western Oregon? Princey now. Dribbles to a spot, has an open shot. Klassen with a nice rebound quickly to Sophia. Finding Killens on the wing. Quickly, the bullet looks underneath. Cutler finds a way to get a shot off, and she's going to draw the foul underneath. 2 things on that play. We're starting to see how dynamic Grace Killens is off the dribble. When you're known for your 3-ball and you come off the bench and you hit them at a prodigious rate like she does, you want to see the rest of her game. And her explosiveness off the dribble has been crazy. And as well, if you look at Gemma Cutler, how many times has she corralled a bullet feed down low that deflects off another player? She has a knack for grabbing that loose ball and positioning herself underneath the basket to make something positive happen for her team. That time with 2 free throw trips. Klassen again steals it, gets it to Sophia in the paint. Wazotsky lays it up and in, and more. Sophie Klassen magic underneath the basket. 35-20, largest lead of the game, down to 23 seconds remaining. Simon Fraser. We waited a long time, the crowd here at home, to see the real Red Leafs, and we're seeing them now over the last half of the second quarter. Here's Princey. About a second difference between the clocks here. Out of kilter, Western Oregon. Cutler steps in defensively, gets an arm up. That shot is going to, is that going to count? They will count it. So snapping a long dry spell there for Western Oregon. And that's going to do it at the half. So 35-20 the score. Simon Fraser with a 35-22, excuse me, a 13-point advantage at the half. A great run over the latter half of the second quarter gets it done for the Red Leafs, 35-22. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more before the start of the second half in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the court, your SFU Dixie.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
we've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
I am here to build bridges,
I'm here to promote inclusion,
to embrace diversity,
to learn from others.
I'm here to support my community.
I'm here to lift people up,
to engage,
to listen.
I am here to grow.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I'm here to make a difference.
I'm here to create.
To innovate.
to do research that matters. I am here to continue asking questions.
To continue learning.
To expand my horizons.
I am here to grow.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I'm here to get more than a degree.
I'm here to explore.
To connect. To learn.
I am here to forge a new path.
To push myself. To set goals and achieve them.
I am here to win.
I am here to grow.
And welcome back to the West Gym at Simon Fraser University. Red Leafs TV on a Thursday night here atop Burnaby Mountain. Howard Samura with you. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be watching this great game of ours. Simon Fraser, the Red Leafs, with a 35-22 lead over the Western Oregon Wolves. Simon Fraser looking to win its third straight game in the conference, and a victory here tonight would, in actuality, put the team into a tie for third place in the conference standings with Montana State Billings. From Western Oregon's standpoint, the squad from Monmouth, Oregon, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak, trying to get back and closer to that 500 mark in the very, very tough GNAC conference. The Wolves coming into tonight's game with a 1-4 record in the conference. As we take a look at some numbers from the opening half, we really got excited about the play of both Grace Killens and Sophie Klassen, and you look at the numbers as we chatted about this box score here on Press Row. It was interesting to see that Grace Killens, 4 of 4 from beyond the arc, 4 of 6 overall with 12 points and a plus 16 and a plus 17 for Sophie Klassen, who, while only scoring, or who hasn't scored in the game yet, but has done just about everything else you can do in terms of tips and all the things that she's doing in terms of making her teammates better. Sophie is a plus 17 to lead the team in the first half. So some good hustle play is what was the key down the stretch of that second quarter for Simon Fraser to build a 35-22 lead. They led by as many as 15 late in that opening half. And both Killens and Klassen as well. Gemma Cutler a plus 10 in that first half, 8 points for her, as well as a team-leading 6 rebounds. For Western Oregon, the leading scorer, Keelan Dawkins, 9 points. So a solid effort there for her. She was especially effective early. Erica Glenn as well. Hit a 3 of 5 from the field overall, 7 points, but real struggle. You look at those percentages for Western Oregon, they shot 7 of 28. Not only is that only 25% from the field, but they were averaging very few shots from the field. 14 shots an average in each quarter is not going to get it done. And Simon Fraser able to get a lot of things happening defensively. Simon Fraser held to 42.3% shooting from the field overall. They're 11 of 26, so not a lot of attempts for them as well. But the three-point shot has really lifted them. 5 of 12 overall, 4 of those rather coming from Killens. And Simon Fraser as well, 62%, just around their season average. Not great, but keeping them in there from the free throw line in that opening half of play. Of course, Saturday, Wilson Wong will have the play-by-play call as St. Martin's comes calling. St. Martin's in Western Washington tonight against that undefeated juggernaut squad of Vikings, coached by Carmen Dolfo. They are off to a great start, undefeated, sitting atop the GNAC with a 5-0 record. Simon Fraser, as we mentioned as well, following this weekend, will embark on 4 straight on the road. The competition will be tough, given that they're on the road and tough foes next week. Next Thursday, a week from today, 6 p.m., tipping off against Montana State Billings, then making the trek back to Royal Brome Pavilion for a 4 p.m. tip against Seattle Pacific, who are just in here, effectively doing a good job there. Those two teams among the top 3 heading into play tonight in the conference. Simon Fraser gets them back-to-back on the road next week. Then the tough travel all the way up to Alaska to face first Anchorage and then Alaska, the squad out of Fairbanks. So there's 4 tough road games in a row, and that's why this weekend for this Simon Fraser team that swept the pair on the road last week, so essential for them to maximize their opportunity at home and come away with a couple of wins here if they can do that, because they get back on February the 2nd and they'll play Central Washington on a whiteout t-shirt giveaway night, 7 p.m. tip on the 2nd right here on Red Leaf TV, February the 4th against Northwest Nazarene. That's a 1 p.m. start on the Saturday, February the 4th. And of course, we will welcome the men for 4 straight while the women are on the road. So head coach Steve Hansen's squad, who are, I believe, in Alaska this week, set to play tonight, 8:30 against the Nanooks at Fairbanks, Alaska. And Saturday, an 8:30 tip against the Anchorage Seawolves. But Simon Fraser's men's team, still looking for that elusive first conference win, will play Northwest Nazarene on the 19th, Central Washington on the 21st, then Western Oregon on the 26th, St. Martin's on the 28th, all of them right here, all 7 p.m. starts over the next 2 weeks following this week right here from the West Gym. So here we are set to open play in the second half. We can pass on this score from Wilson Wong at SFU Sports Information. Western Washington with a 34-32 lead at the half over St. Martin's. 5-0 against 0-5, and it's a 2-point game at the half. So that shows you the grit of St. Martin's as they battle against that undefeated Western Washington team. We'll pass on more scores in just a second. As Simon Fraser with the basketball in the half court, marching out their original starting 5. Armand Dulé. Shot clock down to 4. And I don't know what happened there. I took my off the play for just a second. A blocking foul called here against Anna McClave, number 13 of Western Oregon. That's her third foul of the game. So Dulé now will inbound to 20 on the shot clock now. Back up top to Wizotsky. Here's McKenna Gardner. Fake Jessica for 3. Jessica Wizotsky. What a way to start the second half of play, as Wizotsky, who didn't even hit from the field, their leading scorer at just under 21 points a game, didn't score from the field. All her points coming from the free throw line, but her first shot is a 3-pointer, and it gives Simon Fraser a 10-point lead here. There's Callie McClave, and Simon Fraser doesn't want to let her get into her wheelhouse. She is a super effective scorer, does everything for them. And had a good look at the basket there. Here's Dulé facing the basket off the window. Armand with a nice basket there. And now the lead at 16 points. Pahaluhi Kalk back on the floor leading her team here. That's Anna McClave for 3, off the mark there. McKenna Gardner battling for a rebound underneath the basket. Surrounded by a pair of Wolves, and it's going to be Western Oregon basketball. For those interested in watching some great high school basketball this weekend, tomorrow will be a great night to head over to both Centennial Secondary and Riverside Secondary here in the Tri-Cities, just outside of Burnaby. The Centennial Top 10 Shootout, one of the top girls' invitational high school basketball tournaments in the province of British Columbia, unfolding right now. A star-studded field there, including number 1 ranked Riverside of Port Coquitlam and the number 2 ranked Walnut Grove Gators of Langley. And of course, Sophia and Jessica Wizotsky are grads of that Walnut Grove program. Kira Pemberton, their special player, sure to be a hit with the crowds at Centennial this weekend. So tomorrow, a great night to head on down there. Just a couple minutes in here, Simon Fraser, though, picking up right where they left off in that opening half of play. Wizotsky sisters play a little catch here. Continuing as Jessica now on the baseline. Three Wolves converge on her, and Jessica Wizotsky lays it up and in. 5 points now in the second half. She's got, I believe, 9 in the game now. But really turning it on scoring-wise. Three ball hoisted there from Callie McClave, just off the mark in the cylinder, right back out for her. McKenna Gardner quickly to Dulé down the floor. Sophia Wizotsky is going to tee up a 3, and she's going to knock down the triple. So back-to-back threes for the Wizotsky sisters. The whistle blows, a timeout called on the floor. All Simon Fraser, 45-24. And we'll take a short break here. Be back with more from the West Gym in just a moment.
And now it's time to welcome back to the court
And you can't get off to any hotter of a start in the second half than the Simon Fraser Red Leafs have. They are 4 of 4 from the floor, including 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Jessica Wazowski and Sophia Wazowski, each with triples. Sophia Wazowski as well as Armand Gillet with regulation field goals as well. It's a 4 for 4 start here for Simon Fraser. And they built that lead up to their largest of the game, now sitting at 21 points here. And we're just 3 minutes into the second half of play. Princey pulls up from 14, is going to drain the basket there. So Pa'aluhi Kalk with a basket for the Wolves. Kira Stewart wearing number 3 now on the floor for Simon Fraser, the California native. Sophia on the baseline battling Princey. Good look at it. Couldn't get her little runner on the baseline to fall. A little bit of mustard behind that one. So keep it at 19 here. Callie McClave to inbound the basketball. Pa'aluhi Kalk now. Harmon back to Winkler. Inside they go. Cutler puts up a brick wall there against Erica Glenn. And right down the floor, Kira Stewart is going to lay it up and in as he crashes into the padding underneath the goal. A great job there. Take the opportunity. 47-26, 21-point lead restored for Simon Fraser. Cutting on the baseline. Off the window is going to go for Princey, as she works well there with Callie McClave. Dulé underneath, great look finding Gemma going right to the basket. Cutler lays it up and in. So 21 points restored once more for Simon Fraser. Teams trading baskets here the last few possessions. Underneath. Oh, Cutler thought she had her first block of the game. It's not going to go, and it's going to be a foul. An opportunity here for Erica Glenn. Erica Glenn's an 86% free throw shooter. Came into the game shooting 19 of 22 from the stripe. Best on her team. So not the player you want to be fouling. Although they may have spoken out of turn there. Georgia Swant, Grace Killens will check in for Simon Fraser. Keelan Dawkins will check in. Oh my goodness. After that percentage, missing them both. Ooh, away from the ball. That's a key foul. A third foul called on Gemma Cutler. Oh, in fact, it's her fourth. Excuse me. That was watching the play, didn't see it away from the ball, and Sophie Klassen will come in and spell Cutler. I didn't realize it was 4. I thought it was 3, but it is indeed 4 as they confirm on the bench. So there we go. Gemma Cutler will sit a spell here. Simon Fraser can't take anything for granted against this hard-working Western Oregon Wolves team. Montana State Billings, as we mentioned, needed a 10-0 run to put away the Wolves on Saturday in Monmouth. Skipping it underneath into the paint there to Dawkins, and looks like, as Alex Grunberg, the official, calls the foul on Jessica Wazowski, her first of the game. 13 foul here. Western Oregon will inbound looking for Winkler underneath the basket. Harmon back to Pa'aluhi Kalk. Prinsky leaves it for Glenn, who's going to get called for the travel. Alex Grunberg, the official there, making that call as well. Turned over. And a short timeout. We'll keep it here. And thanks again to our terrific crew here at the West Gym. Everybody on the minor officials table, thank you for your efforts as well. The camera operators today, Aidan Doherty and Jenny Balkane, thank you for your work behind the cameras, and to our producer, Eitan Weisfeld. Red Leaf TV. Just a terrific way to watch Simon Fraser Varsity Sports. If you can't make it down to the gym to watch it live, we thank you for watching on Red Leaf TV. I'm Howard Samura, and wherever you're watching, it's the only non-U.S. team in the NCAA, the Simon Fraser Red Leafs. And a big lead here for Simon Fraser tonight by 21 over Western Oregon. Simon Fraser has dominated this series since coming into the NCAA. Just a handful of wins for Western Oregon over that span. And Western Oregon's, though, their last win, they've had a win here at SFU. And it came on January the 10th of 2019. So a number of years ago, but 69-65 was the score for Western Oregon. Their win over Simon Fraser here at the West Gym. Simon Fraser led that night by Emma Kramer, who I believe was she a freshman that year? I think she was. She had 13 points in that victory. Simon Fraser last winning at home against Western Oregon last season on New Year's Day, 84-71. Jessica Wazotsky was on fire that day. On New Year's Day, January 2022, with 27 points in 29 minutes. Claudia Hart with 14. Jessica Jones with 12. Two great Red Leaf players now graduated with a combined 26 points in that victory from January the 1st of 2022. Here's Kira Stewart. Got a nice driving layup early. Here's Killens. Race to Swant. Shot clock down to 5. Look to skip it to Jessica Wazotsky in the paint. A battle for a loose ball. And Rolando Calapese blows the whistle. It's going to be Simon Fraser basketball. I'm not sure the alternating possession has been called into play even once in this game today. Bit of a rarity here. Almost 6 minutes into the third quarter of play. McKenna Gardner now in for Georgia Swan. So it'll be Gardner with Klassen, Stewart, Jessica Wazotsky, and Grace Killens. Pa'aluhi Kalk now to Winkler, to Harmon. And they go inside to Dawkins. Great turnaround move, but can't make things go. Gardner using her strength in the paint to help get the stop there. Red Leafs can take their biggest lead of the game with a basket here. Stewart to the rim again. She lays it up and in. And Kira Stewart will notch her second hoop of the game here, this time the N1 fashion. The 5'8" redshirt freshman from San Clemente High School in San Clemente, California. Shout out to everybody watching in that region of the great state of California as they watch Kira Stewart, the redshirt freshman, making the most of her minutes off the bench here today. Catapults the free throw off the back iron, though, with 4 points in this basketball game. Largest lead of the game now at 33 points. No, is that right? 23 points make that. And Simon Fraser making it tough at the other end in the paint. Winkler with a turnaround shot. Amber can't get that one to go. Forcing up bad shots. Great defense there. Takes the angle away from Erica Glenn. Stewart again. This time Winkler is going to reject it. This just in. Kira Stewart loves to run the floor. And she will come. Nope, she's going to stay in. It's going to be Emma Kramer set to come into the game. For Kira Stewart as a bench rises to show their appreciation of Stewart's work as she comes off the floor. Gemma Cutler, if you just joined us, has been battling foul trouble. And right now with 4 fouls, one of the leading shot blockers in Division II basketball on the bench. Princey off the window, too strong. Killens tried to grab the rebound there. It'll go out of bounds, and Paualuhi Kalk now set to inbound. Fast-moving third quarter has been a good one for Simon Fraser. The big lead here is Princey off the window. No, can't get it to go. Standing tall underneath the basket is Klassen. She's battling her opposition, number 4, Erica Glenn, underneath the basket. Glenn will take a seat, and Callie McClave now back on the floor. Number 1 in scoring, number 1 in blocks on her team, number 1 in minutes played. Second, I believe, in three-point percentage. First in steals, second in free throw percentage. She's done it all for her team, but Simon Fraser, what a job they've done here today. And the minus numbers, plus minus is really showing up. Callie McClave, by virtue of the lot of minutes she's logging, is a minus 24 on the floor right now. Jessica Wazotsky a plus 20, Sophie Klassen a plus 19. And plus 18s apiece for Gemma Cutler, McKenna Gardner, and Grace Killen. So Simon Fraser finding themselves here after that rough start based on the solid defense. Western Oregon really doing a great job of dictating the play through much of that first half. Simon Fraser shooting 70% from the field in the third quarter. They're 7 of 10. Meanwhile, after a bit of a quick start to the third quarter, Western Oregon is shooting 3 of 11, 27.3%. So they have struggled mightily. Oh, and Western Oregon has twice now in the second half missed a pair of free throws. This time it was Anna McClave. Princey back up top, and that one stolen away by Simon Fraser from Tuivat. Grace Killens looking for Klassen. That's going to be Winkler stepping up, trying to keep pace, and will end up fouling her. Klassen has been tremendous. I haven't seen every game this season, but this is the best game I've seen Sophie Klassen play in person this season. She's been tremendous, and it doesn't even have to reach scoring. She does so many other things for her team. And they off the inbounds, everything going SFU's way. Wazotsky quickly fouled underneath the basket. And Winkler getting called for the foul there, or rather Piohia Tuivi. Jessica Wazotsky hits them both. She's into double figures now at 11 points. That really slow tempo to start this game, and the physical defense being played by Western Oregon in that first half will certainly reflect in a box score that will show Simon Fraser held below their season averages in so many ways, but their ability to find themselves again and gain control of the contest has been pivotal. And the only thing that matters in the end, ask either coach, is the W here. Pulling up for three. Ooh, that one off the front iron. First miss of the game from downtown by Killens. But the three-point production that Killens showed in high school, you wonder how long does it take to get that at the next level. Well, based on today's game, Grace Killens returning to those high school levels, shooting it the same way she shot it as a grade schooler, right now at the NCAA level. Gracie Arnold looking to dish on the baseline, out of bounds. Pa'aluhi Kalk there underneath the inbounds. Quick hit underneath. And Callie McClave will score it. McClave now with 4 points in the game. Simon Fraser executing on so many levels here. For a good long stretch now, the lead up to 23 points. McKenna Gardner, like Klassen, gets a lot of things done in terms of steals, tips, all that kind of stuff. Cutting underneath, Gardner is going to get fouled. Well run play. McKenna started it. McKenna's going to get a chance to finish it now from the stripe. And the foul getting called against Ohia Tuivi. Rather, Tuivi. Sophia Wazowski will sub her sister Jessica out of the game here. With 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Western Oregon seemingly finding a bit more success here. Lost a couple trips down the floor. Oh, that one though turned over once more. Kramer. Emma's going to get it right back to a cross court now to Killens. Ooh, and a travel called there. I believe that's 2 now on Killens, and that same situation, getting prepared to attack the basket off the dribble. 31.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Simon Fraser, of course, will be back in action 7 o'clock Saturday against St. Martin's, and we let you know that St. Martin's, winless on the season, was only trailing Western Washington at 5-0 by 2 points at the half. We haven't got an update yet there, but this shows you the unpredictability that there can be from game to game here, regardless of record in this GNAC conference. Fractions difference between the game clocks. Off now, 6 seconds to go. Here's Emma Kramer down the floor. Oh, and she was one step ahead of the process there and was unable to finish off that play. But nonetheless, Simon Fraser making a statement. Doing a great job here in building up a 24-point lead after 3 quarters of play. 54-30, back with the fourth quarter in just a moment here from the West Gym. Howard Samura back with you here. Fourth quarter action on tap, getting set to get underway here at the West Gym. Simon Fraser in their home whites, the Red Leafs, with a 54-30 lead over the Western Oregon Wolves of Monmouth, Oregon, and their road Reds. Western Oregon trying to snap a 2-game conference losing streak here as they come into play tonight. Simon Fraser trying to extend theirs to 3 straight games pending today's result, and of course set to face St. Martin's right here on Saturday, 7 o'clock. Wilson Wong will have the play-by-play for that contest on Red Leafs TV. Western Washington, we can let you know, with a 61-51 lead. 7:40 remaining in the fourth quarter in Bellingham. So a 10-point lead over St. Martin's, who have remained competitive in that contest. And another final score, Northwest Nazarene 90-88, and a nail-biter. Simon Fraser with a basket there. And as I yacked on, Grace Killens, as you saw, hit her 5th three-pointer of the game. What a performance from Grace here today. Simon Fraser again. Here's Klassen. Simon Fraser has turned it over 4 times in similar situations here today. Grace Killens, what a three-point shooter. Number 1 has been here today. Hit her first 4 straight. Maybe missed 2, and now is knocked down her 5th of the game from all accounts. There's McClave, just shy of the basket on a 3. Hitting the deck hard there is Dawkins. Dominant performance here by Simon Fraser. As we mentioned, wins this past week over Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington. The Wildcats nationally ranked at the time, so kudos to the Red Leafs for that. Here's McKenna for 3. Gardner just off the mark, over the rim, and Princey quickly down the floor to McClave. Now Glenn on the baseline. Glenn has gotten stripped so many times underneath the basket. This time Killens with the steal. Oh, that 3 just off the mark there for Kramer. Jessica Wazowski checking back into the game, as will Gemma Cutler, who is sat for the majority, or virtually all of this 3rd quarter after picking up her 4th foul of the game. Her teammates able to build on that lead since she stepped out of the contest, and now Simon Fraser, with the best rim protector in the conference, now back on the floor. Sophia Wazowski getting called for her 3rd foul of the game. The 5 threes by Grace Killens. We thank SFU Sports Information. The 5 3-point field goals ties a career high for Grace. 5 of 7 in 2 previous occasions. So when she gets in a groove, she gets in a groove. Grace Killens equaling a career high with 5 triples here today. "26 points the lead for Simon Fraser." Here's Kramer. Sophia back to Emma. Reverses the ball. Jessica Wazowski for 3! Just raining threes here for Simon Fraser. Shoot it much better than Simon Fraser has. Once they shook off those early doldrums, and the 3-pointer there from the top is not going to go for Amber Winkler. Sophia Wazowski, Killens. Oh my goodness! The whistle blew. Grace took it anyway. I'll tell you, you know what? Grace Killens got more smiles for that one than the ones that actually counted. Oh, I love the fact that she just took it anyway. Doesn't matter. You could have had an oncoming car coming at her and she would have still hit the 3. So what a night for Killens. That one doesn't count, but the crowd had a lot of fun with that one. 59-31 the score. Oh my goodness. Gemma Cutler is just fouled out of the game. And that's not the funny part. It's just the interaction you see between the coaches and the officials here. But clearly there was something that Gemma Cutler, I don't know, she's... I won't say anything more than Gemma just seemed to be playing her game tonight, but sometimes things don't match. I don't know how else you can put it. And Cutler will sit the rest of the game. Just came in a minute or so and is already gone. So Cutler with a chance to get back into a groove on Saturday against St. Martin's, but tonight just unable to dodge that whistle. Leslie Smith, the official, had said to Coach Langford, "I'll talk to you in a second." So I don't know what was going to happen with that one, but she has fouled out of the game. Princey with a three, 59-36 the score. Killens. Ooh, tries to go inside to Jessica Wazowski. That one, the hot potato, off her hands. So Simon Fraser calling a timeout here, and we'll take a short timeout as well. Be back with the final 5:56 of this contest. Simon Fraser 59, Western Oregon 36. Back from the West Gym in just a moment.
All right, fans, it's the fourth quarter, and at this time, we are doing a half-court shot contest. So if you think that you can make this shot, then I need you to make some noise, because the prize is a $500 gift card to our SFU bookstore. So if you think that you can make this shot, you gotta let me know, and I'm gonna pick somebody. Oh, I see someone standing over here. All right, let's go with it. Hold on. What's your name? Jazzy? What's your sign? Libra. Make some noise for the Libra! All right, Jazzy, you just gotta take off. Let's go to this hoop right here. Your foot cannot leave the half-court line. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1, go! And her run across the line. Jazzy, I can run the rule for you. Great try. All right, everyone press play to the line when you go.
And back with you here for the West Gym. Howard Samura, thanks for joining us. It's Red Leaf TV. And Simon Fraser putting on a show for the home crowd here tonight with a big lead over Western Oregon, 59-36 the score. Luhi Kalk looking to the sidelines, looking to Erica Glenn, and things not going right for the Wolves here. That one into the first row. 30-second timeout being called here by Holly Howard Carpenter, the head coach of the Western Oregon Wolves. We can let you know about some of the interesting numbers in the last box score we were handed just before the timeout. That third quarter, Simon Fraser shot 7 of 11 from the field, 64% overall. They were just on fire. And for the game, Western Oregon shooting 12 of 45. That's 26.7%. So some struggles there for sure. Grace Killens is 5 of 8 overall, but 5 of 6 from 3. And as was pointed out, she has been 5 of 7 from 3 on 2 other occasions. Would have hit her career high there, but the whistle claiming that one. Simon Fraser shooting 20 of 40, 50% from the field overall in this game. Here's Wazowski. Tried to work in some tight corners there. Couldn't get the reverse to go. Oh, and potentially cramping up. I'm not too sure what that is, but Tuivai is going to come off under her own power. But favoring the left leg, I think it is. And Their teammate, Princey Pawaluhi Kalk, helping her off the floor. So let's hope she's okay. Both natives of the great state of Hawaii. She's getting some assistance there. I didn't see what happened away from the play, but just went down and is grimacing as she came off the floor. Let's hope she's okay. They're going to just, trainers will take a look at her at the end of the bench. Amber Winkler trying to gain some post position underneath the basket. Sophia Wazotsky getting called her 4th foul of the game. We're just at the midway mark of the 4th quarter of play. Winkler makes the first, the native of Eugene, Oregon. Sophia, she's going to rattle it home. 3-ball, Sophia Wazotsky. Simon Fraser, 9 of 20 from 3-point range tonight. Just on fire from downtown. Here's Winkler at the high post. Underneath the basket, the lay-in is good off the nice cut on the baseline there. And that was Allie Harmon. McKenna Gardner, Kira Stewart set to check in at the next stoppage for the Red Leafs. Gemma Cutler has fouled out of this game for Simon Fraser. And there's a 3-ball, a record night for Grace Killens, her 6th triple of this game. It's a career high for the former Centennial standout. Grace Killens absolutely on fire tonight from 3-point range. 6 triples in this game. Simon Fraser leading 65-39. What a night it's been for Simon Fraser shooting the basketball. It's just been handed the note that Sophia Wazotsky has tied her career high with 17 points off of her 3-pointer. So what a night it's been. And for everyone in our tight-knit basketball community here in the province of British Columbia, great to see BC players doing great things on the floor. Sophia Wazotsky tying her career high. Grace Killens setting a career record for 3-pointers in a game for her. Her career high, yes, as I... Yeah, we get some stand-up comedy, too, at the minor officials table as we wax over those numbers. A few comments, really positive, happy ones from the head coach, Bruce Langford, whose team leading by 25 right now. But what a night it's been for those two. They have really gotten things going here. And I'm not sure what Kira Stewart's career high is, but she's got 4 points in this game, and that could well be it. There's Sophie Klassen with a jump shot, doesn't go. Princey behind the back. Right there looking for Gracie Arnold. It's going to go out of bounds. Western Oregon pulling everything out of the bag here, trying to get something going offensively. It's been fun watching Grace Killens. You know, you see a player in high school and you see them just shooting the 3 like crazy, and maybe there's a bit of a period where it takes to break in and find that level at the next level. But like we said earlier, wow, that is an arrival as just a pure shooter for Grace Killens today. And as we mentioned that, the great things she's starting to do off the dribble too are just as exciting, because they're going to make her 3-point game all the more integral to her overall game and what it means to her basketball team. Around the GNAC, thanks again to Wilson Wong from SFU Sports Information. Northwest Nazarene with a 90-88 win over the Alaska Nanooks today in Fairbanks, 90-88 in overtime. 2:20 left in the fourth quarter. St. Martin's with or rather Western Washington with a 73-57 lead. 2:20 left in the fourth quarter there. And just underway in the first quarter, Central Washington with an 8-0 lead. 7:22 left in the first quarter over the Anchorage Seawolves tonight. So Simon Fraser's men's team set to take to the court at 8:30 our time as they get going on their first part of their Alaska road trip. And of course, Simon Fraser women will be right back at action Saturday, 7 o'clock against St. Martin's. Wilson Wong with the call on that game. Here's McKenna for three. Gardner just off the edge of the rim underneath Klassen. Hard work will get Sophie to the free throw line. 2:43 remaining. And that foul getting called against Erica Glenn. Oh for 2 there for Klassen. Down to 2:40 remaining. 3 ball quickly hoisted. This has been a long, long funk for the Wolves. Bruce Langford calling a timeout there. So 2:29 left, take a short break, be back with the rest of this contest from the West Gym. Burnaby Mountain, Simon Fraser 65, Western Oregon 42. And the horn brings us back to live action here on Red Leaves TV. As we mentioned, Simon Fraser heads off on a 4-game road swing. They will, of course, be returning to the Burnaby Mountain campus in between, but they won't be playing here for the next 2 weekends after this weekend. Of course, Saturday against St. Martin's, your last chance to see them for the next 2 weeks. And in their place, the Simon Fraser men will be playing 4 contests here. Simon Fraser set to play Northwest Nazarene on the 19th, Central Washington on the 21st, Western Oregon on the 26th, St. Martin's on the 28th. Back-to-back games for head coach Steve Hansen's squad. We wish them the best in the state of Alaska this week as they continue their chase of that elusive first conference win this season. Was that Callie McClave? I think Callie McClave. One of the Western Oregon players walked into the Simon Fraser huddle. It's Callie McClave is going to lay it up and in. Here's Killens. Regulation! Inside the three-point arc for Grace Killens. Let's do some quick math. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 2 is 20. What a night it's been for Grace Killens. Here's Callie McClave for 3. It's not going to go into the hands now of Kira Stewart. .90 seconds remaining. The lead at 23. Callie McClave again, unable to find the mark from 3. Emma Kramer. Oh, and Emma Kramer's going to make it fall. Big triple there for number 12, and Simon Fraser raining down the threes tonight. Inside they go. That foul getting called against Stewart. Indeed it will. And to the free throw line now for Western Oregon. What a great effort shooting the basketball tonight from Simon Fraser. That defensive-minded pace in the early stages of this game. The contest was not, as we said, not an oil painting there in the first quarter, but certainly Simon Fraser breaking free here and finding ways to score the basketball down the stretch of this game, and it's been terrific from a Red Leaf standpoint to see that happen. There's Killens, 20 points in this basketball game. McKenna from 15 pulls up. Too strong off the back iron, bats it, but into the hands of the Wolves, Erica Glenn. Western Oregon will be hungry for a victory, but they're going to get a real stiff test when Saturday night rolls around. They'll be in Carver Gym in Bellingham to face a Western Washington team, which has built up a big lead against St. Martin's and seems to be on the way to its 6th win in the GNAC. So that'll be a tall order for them. Foul behind the play to Glenn as she reached in trying to bat the ball away from Gardner. Simon Fraser is going to improve their overall record to 4-2 in the conference, go to 6-4 overall, even the record at 2-2 at home, and move into a tie for 3rd place in the GNAC with Montana State Billings following the next 18.7 seconds. So Simon Fraser with a surge, their 3rd straight victory, and they will go to 4-2 in the conference as they count it down 7-6-5, 4-3, 2-1. Simon Fraser sitting in 3rd place in the GNAC standings. What a victory for the home team today. A superlative performance and a great round of applause from the hometown fans here at the West Gym. 70-44 the score, 20 points for number 1 Grace Killen, 17 points, a career high for number 5 Sophia Wazotsky. Terrific games overall for others in this contest. Sophie Klassen played an outstanding game, and Jessica Wazotsky, almost take her for granted. She's so consistent. Terrific efforts from Simon Fraser here, every bit well-deserved here. 70-44 the final score. Howard Smura thanking everybody on our crew here at Red Leaf TV. And, of course, as we mentioned, 7 o'clock right here on Red Leaf TV. It'll be Simon Fraser set to play St. Martin's. Take care, everybody. See you down the basketball road.